Hello, Diablo here, and welcome back to the Colchester United Road to Glory. As you know, we're in Season 2 in League 1. The table doesn't look fantastic, but it's acceptable. We're up there, we're in second place. We need to turn draws into wins, and of course we need to stave off any form of losses to hopefully push our way up to the Championship. We're going to start off with a home game. Of course it's a home game, and it's going to be against Luton. Mitchell will pick the ball up, play it into Ruben Barrett, who for me is just turning into an utter sniper. He is so clinical in and around the box. His left foot is absolutely deadly as he fires us into an early lead. Fantastic young player who Filippo is nurturing. As you can see, he's still looking rather dapper, wearing a nice little parka. Some great foot movement there from Mitchell into Barbosa, into Mitchell, into Boba Fett, has the shot and just puts it over, unfortunately. And then Fett is guilty of poor defending there. The ball gets caught up in Mitchell's feet. And Luton, of course, would level to make it 1-1 after 35 minutes. Really poor defending. We've got to clear corners with more preciseness than that. It's just not acceptable. And then Luton sprung into life. A great effort, but King George is there, thankfully, to save the day after 43 minutes. As we move into the 69th minute, Bates on the ball, plays it out wide to Barrett, plays a delightful ball in, but Gabs just doesn't have the strength to nick round the centre-back, who gives the ball away to Mitchell. Mitchell launches himself at the box, great foot movement, and my God, he unleashes an absolute nuclear missile. Where did that come from? Ridiculous angle to be trying a shot like that, but somehow he just has enough power, enough accuracy to slam it home. And then Luton again on the attack, ball in with Lam. Gets it caught under his feet. And in the 91st minute, something that's haunted us all season long, we concede a sloppy goal to end the game in yet another draw. We are being haunted this season by the amount of draws we are getting. It's just not acceptable. We've got to start turning these draws into wins to guarantee us promotion at least. And then of course we're taking on the league leaders at their home ground. First minutes, early minutes of the game. Great ball from Barrett into Barrera, and Barrera would strike the ball home with such ease. This young man is also looking very deadly. Absolutely brilliant. Another one with such a strong weak foot. Ball into Breno. Breno into Mitchell, and a huge save by Vickers in the Rotherham goal to keep the game at only 1-0. But you can see the tension on Filippo's face. He knows that at 1-0 the game is not over. Barrera into the box. Barrera snatches at the opportunity. Really needed a little bit more composure from the young man there, but he's got plenty of time on his side. And then the ball with Mitchell. And oh my days, what an absolutely sublime finesse shot. Just picks the spot. Oh, that is Filippo-esque. Absolutely fantastic. It sets the governor into raptures. It's what we like to see. Second half though, Rotherham on the attack. We need to defend stoutly, and of course we refuse to, as Smith, that bloody name Smith, comes back to haunt us. 2-1. Can we capitalise though? Mitchell, of course we can. Top corner, smashes it home. 76 minutes, 3-1. It's got to be done and dusted. We can't collapse from here, or can we? No. King George is there to save the day. Not last minutes of the game. Gotta hold on. Great defensive header. Poor defensive tackle. Plenty of time for Rotherham. Time and space. And King George doesn't save the day, but it's 3-2. Will we hold on? Yes, we will. We managed to turn a potential position into a victory. Why we've made it so difficult for ourselves, I really don't know. It's been absolutely frustrating as we go to the MK Dons. Fantastic shot. The post saved us, and then King George with an absolutely outrageous save from point blank position was a bit of a concern, but Barrett with a delightful ball over the top into Barrera. Barrera's got time, he's got space, has the shot, and that is a huge save from the MK Dons goalkeeper. He looks so good up front. They're forming such a great little partnership. It's nice to see that these young players are breaking into their side. It's nice to see Filippo giving them the opportunity, but unfortunately that game would be very depressing as we draw 0-0. I can't think of many games that we've actually drew a blank across the 2 seasons so far. I think that might be only the second game where we've had a 0-0 draw, which is absolutely outrageous. But away to Sheffield Wednesday, King George is there to stand up. Wednesday came out like a battering ram, but thankfully we stood up to the test. And then Lahm gifts the ball to Windass. Absolutely shocking pass. Ridiculous the way he gave the ball away. And Sheffield Wednesday were playing some delightful football on the edge of our box into Windass. And unfortunately King George couldn't keep that one out. So after 12 minutes they would have the lead until Barrera picks the ball up, has the shot, it's blocked, has the shot, it's blocked. Which was frustrating. He's going to be a handful if we can get him to reach his potential. But the ball from Barrett played in to Barrera. Oh my days, what a strike. I'm not sure what the Sheffield Wednesday goalkeeper was doing, but Barrera hits it just on the volley. The ball had popped up, hits it. Oh, the goalkeeper, all he's got to do is literally stretch his hand. It's nice to see another club struggle with a bit of goalkeeping. We truly accept that. The ball would be with Mitchell from a free kick, knocks it into Bates, and Batesy would just stick it into the top corner. Absolutely beautiful goal. Didn't know the lad had it in him. The resulting free kick was from a sending off. The Sheffield Wednesday lad did get himself sent off. Reckless challenge on Mitchell. Don't know who Mitchell is, but it's definitely not my Mitchell. And look at that. Pinpoint accuracy into the top bins. And Filippo still looking dapper as ever. The governor is loving it. We're winning 2-1 into the second half. Barrett, Mitchell, goal, 3-1. We're stepping up the class. This is what we like to see. Can we take a team and punish them? No. King George, absolutely awful decision. Gives it to Windass. Windass pokes it in. 3-2. Starting to panic. The boys are a little bit out of shape. Hutchinson into So. So's got time, he's got space. Frankie Kent looking nervous, lunging at him. Not good. Hutchinson into the back post. And a fantastic header that is just wide, thankfully. Poor defending. You can tell the nerves are in there. We've thrown away so many leads in this season. And of course, we do it yet again against 10 men. It is just horrific. Absolutely horrific to throw that away. We then have a game against Bolton. And for some unbeknown reason, I decided to sim it. I don't know what my thinking was. I just clicked on sim. I didn't want to sim it. And then I just got distracted and allowed the game to sim. So we'll just speed this up. We do take an early lead through Super Sammy Smoddix. And then Ruben Barrett, who's been an absolute little angel since we brought him in. Absolutely fantastic. Honestly, the youth players, they're not even our youth players. The free transfers, the young players on the free transfer market who we brought in have been outrageously good. Outrageously good. D'Angelo looks like he's going to be an absolute tank of a centre-back. He could make a formidable partner for Frankie Kent. It's going to cause a few problems because obviously with Lahm, Kent, we've got some players who can really play centre-back, which is really nice with sport for choices. Bentagula is also going to be pushing for a first-team slot. Barbosa is definitely ahead of Kane Vincent-Youngs at this moment in time. Of course, we've got Guinness Walker, who's definitely our first choice left-back. He's phenomenal. Boba Fett in the centre of the park has been amazing. On top of that, Brendo has been absolutely bloody fantastic. The growth of that young man is phenomenal. He is solid as a rock. As we approach the final minutes, this will decide the outcome of the season. So it does give you a bit of a clue that we didn't really have anything to play for. But the question is though, are we playing for a playoff place or are we playing for automatic promotion? With passing like that from Barrett, I think we're playing for a relegation slot. As John on the left hand side fires the ball in, defended by Kent. Poor clearance again into Williams. Plenty of time. Knocks it inside. And King George. That's not, it's that's Vlag. Vlag gives away a really poor goal. But you can tell by the lads it's going to be good news. Because they are hugging each other and celebrating. But not celebrating with a trophy. So no, we fell short of winning the league title. Which, let's be honest, when you draw as many games as we had by just after the halfway stage of the season, it's no surprise. The amount of times we're throwing leads away, the Sheffield Wednesday game is a fine example. How can you be 3-1 up and draw 3-3 against 10 men? Absolutely shambolic. But we didn't lose a game in the second half of the season. 23 wins, 21 draws. If we could have only turned 2 draws into 2 extra wins, we would have won the title. Doesn't bear thinking about. It really doesn't bear thinking about. It's a great shame. But it is what it is. At least we don't have to go through the trauma of the playoffs. That will be decided between Luton, the MK Dons, Peterborough and Wigan Athletic. Sheffield Wednesday just missed out of the playoffs by a solitary point. Had the same goal difference. That's got to be an absolute pain. Perhaps as they've beaten us, that could have been the defining moment for them. Leading goal scorers, I don't think we have to talk too much about this. Barrett, 20 goals in 43 games is phenomenal. Mitchell, again, 15 in 44. This young man is becoming an absolute talisman of his own. He could replace Gabs as the Talatastic player for Colchester United. I hope not, because we all love Gabs. He is one hell of a player, and if you've watched career mode enough, you will know that he's stupendous. On the assist roster, Mitchell, 19 in 44. Absolutely brilliant. Even Barrett's nicking in there with 8 in 43. Boba Fett, not a bad return, 6 in 42. Had a good first season, must say. Very solid. Lord Moncur nicks in with a nice little 5. Brendo even gets in there with a couple of assists, which is nice to see. The boys are getting assists. The boys scored a lot of goals, created a lot of opportunities. We were just really poor at taking them at the end of the day. One of the big things is, of course, King George, only 10 clean sheets from 45 matches is just not acceptable. That's where we really need to think about making transfers. I don't think King George can leave the club. I don't want him to leave the club, but we've definitely got to improve him for next season. We've got to tighten up at the back. We've got to make some changes, I feel, in that area. We'll just develop our defending a lot more, because we were shambolic throwing away leads, which is a great shame. But step 2 has been completed. We didn't get what we wanted, which was a trophy, which is a great shame, but we have got promotion to the Championship. Now this will be one hell of a step up. We've stepped up from League 2 to League 1. We stepped up from League 1 to the Championship, but can we make that step from the Championship to the Premier League? It's going to be interesting, and as always, until next time.